Vedanta Swami iti namine.
Namaste Saraswati Devim Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Astachadeshatarine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrindha.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrindha.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrindha.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Jaya Radha, Natavara Radha, Natavara Radhe.
राधा नटवर राधा नटवर राधे
Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai.
जयो गौरनिताय जयो गौरनिताय जयो गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय
Jaya Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada.
जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपदा जयो जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपदा
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
Shri Shri Radhanatva ki jai, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki jai, Shri
Continue,
Prabhupada ki jai.
continue with Yasomati Nandan. Krishna Chan Prabhu is not here.
Okay. Yashomati Nandana Brajabaranagara Gokula Ranjana Kana.
यशोमति नंदन ब्रज बर नागर गोकुल रंजन काना
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara
Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara
Kali Adamana Vidhana
Kali Yadamana Vidhana
Amalaharina Mamiya Vilasa
Amala Harinam Amiya Vilasa
Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bara
Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bara
Vamsi Vadana Suvasa
Bamsi Badana Suvasa
Braja Janapalana Surakulanasana
Brajajana Palana Surakulanasana
Nanda Godana Rakhovala
Nanda Godana Rakhovala
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Sundarananda Gopala
Sundarananda Gopala
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara
Rasa Rasika Kripamoya
Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya
Shri Radhavalabha Vrindavana Natavara
Shri Radha Vallabha Brindavana Natavara
Bhakti Vinoda Shraya
Bhakti Vinoda Ashraya.
Translation
Lord Krishna is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda, the transcendental lover in the land of Vraja, the delight of Gokula, Kana, a nickname of Krishna, the wealth of the lives of the gopis. He steals the mind of even Cupid and punishes the Kaliya serpent. These pure holy names of Lord Hari are full of sweet nectarian pastimes. Krishna is the Lord of the 12 forests of Vraja. He's ever youthful and is the best of lovers. He's always playing on a flute and he is an excellent dresser. Krishna is the protector of the inhabitants of Vraja, the destroyer of various demoniac dynasties, the keeper and tender of Nanda Maharaj's cows, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and spiritual senses, the husband of the goddess of fortune, the butter thief, and the beautiful cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna wanders along the banks of the river Yamuna. He stole the garments of the young damsels of Vraja who are bathing there. He delights in the mellows of the rasa dance. He's very merciful, the lover and beloved of Srimati Radharani, the great dancer of Vrindavana, and the shelter and only refuge of Thakura Bhaktivinoda.
Thank you, Abhishek and Sarvani. So, Hare Krishna Maharaj, are we all ready for you?
So I'm trying to, let's see, trying to make this small over here. How do I change the size of the participants list? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it disappeared. Okay. Did it. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So we came down here to Nilamata Dam, and we came especially at this time because His Holiness Romapad Swami was making a presentation on Light of the Bhagavat, and we've been very involved with it as an outreach tool and everything else. A very wonderful tool for us. And so we participated in this whole seminar, and now we're starting to get adjusted with the schedule here, and the physical accommodations and things like that. And it looks pretty good. It looks like maybe stay here for 3 months till right after Nityananda Triodasi and go back to Nashville for Purnima. But of course, uh, Prabhupada says that 3 score and 10, the death notice is there. 1 score is 20 years. So 3 score and 10 is 70 years. So we're 3 score 10 and we're 3 score and 15, you know. So the people in the audience, they also know this, that it's very practical. So we need to absorb ourselves in Krishna consciousness. When the car is getting old, we need to make preparation, especially for the new car. Of course, at any time there could be an accident. So we're looking at different things. And this Light of the Bhagavad is a nice book. And other people use different tools, but we maybe use this book. So we're wondering how to complement Maharaj's beginning. And we were thinking that we have a table of contents, for the book. Maharaj just went through pretty much verse by verse, which we also do. But then we had this table of contents. Here's a slideshow we did before. And so here it is. BBT, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, Light of the Bhagavata, Anjana Sudha Academy, Table of Contents, revised 9 July 2008, a long time ago. So we're dividing the 48 texts, it looks like, into different groups. In the beginning, it looks like the first 3 texts are, which you might say, end of summer. So now it goes through verse by verse and describing it. And for me, this has been very useful because I can remember some of the content or the picture, which is related to it. But if I go to the book, or if I go to database.io, which of course it's there in English and Spanish. But what he has, if you open Light of the Bhagavat, then every single verse is like a separate chapter, and so you can't search across the whole entire book then. And he's at Prahlad Nrsimha Das. He said, yeah, this is a problem. Many people complaining. He says it's the same problem with Upanishad. So, but he's going ahead and improving the entire database, And he says then Upanishad, Light of the Bhagavad will be like one chapter, and the 48 texts will be like 48 verses. So then you can use an advanced view to see distant translations or the purports and translations. And then you can look for things throughout the entire thing, And whether he's going to put in thumbnails of the pictures or not, I don't know. But here at least, there's this description. We have number 1, end of summer, sky, clouds, lightning, our basic ontology. What is the nature of the soul and the absolute truth? Achinta Beta Beta Tattva. Vedanta philosophy is the science of science. So there isn't one. I think it was done in India. They have like a title for each one, and I think Maharaj was using those. I don't think they were original. But when I first look at them, we didn't like them so much, because there are there's a lot of different topics discussed in each verse. So anyway, this is the table of contents, just going through verse by verse. And it looks like what we've done is put a little description followed by the equal sign, which includes the content. Number 2, for example, is scorching summer goes to rain. Number 3 is clouds bring rain. So I think it's a pretty useful tool in terms of, finding stuff in the book. And then the rainy season starts with text number 4. After rain, green. Okay. Glowworms, frogs in caves. It's good. Reminds a picture. But we notice there's also a commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti on this. And I think Maharaj is presenting that pretty well. So we were making up a kind of like, basically, it's almost like a table of contents here. But the rainy season, there are 3 classes of examples given. And I think this is Vishwanath Chakravarti also. So the rainy season sometimes is giving examples of bad things, the seasonal greenery, the glowworms, and we didn't find any good things. Yeah. And then it has reformable things like the frogs. The frogs can be reformed. So maybe some more work there, on different topics. And then it goes on to autumn. and autumn goes from I guess all the way to 48. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So so autumn starts off with the first section we have is Krishna appears in Vrindavan. And this is 22 through 28. You know, 22 is blackberries and dates. Okay. And I think it's everybody running to give something to Krishna. And 23 is milk bags overflowing. And this is the one of all the dancing cows coming to Krishna. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then the symptoms of Kali, you have of the what do you call it? Autumn. Yeah. The lakes are clear. Lakes are clear and have lotuses. Four symptoms of autumn. Okay. So it's a table of contents. Yeah. But then we have here today we can look at light of Bhagavat ASA index. Okay. Now this is very nice because this is where you can take out different topics, you know. And of course, the idea, Prabhupada designed this for preaching to a certain kind of people. And already we're here, and they're starting to, ask us to come and join them on their university contacts. So pretty much this is where December and the Christmas marathon is on, and the students are absorbing their test taking. So it's not until February really that at Rice University, where they have a club and so many things, are going to be open. So today, Mother Guru Bhakti Devi Dasi and we Sarvabhauma were talking about the schedule. It looks like the um, first Wednesday in February and stuff. The professors want us to come then. So and the other clubs on campus, for example, there's the what do you call it? There's medicine and spirituality or something club, um, and actually they've got quite a few other groups. One of the things that stands out when we do these university programs, organizing these professional programs, is that people say, "Yes, your content's nice, it's interesting. I've got some new ideas, and I want to hear some more." Yeah. Um, but the thing that stands out basically two things. One is the hospitality, wherever we're actually being hosts, that accommodating people and everything else is very, very considerate. You know, much more personal consideration for people in their hospitality and accommodations. Yeah. Swarup Damodar, when he was organizing the first World Congress for a synthesis of science and religion in Bombay in 1984, because we were participating then with the Bhaktivedanta Institute, several Nobel laureates and very big scholars were coming, very prominent people, regents from the University of California, Vernon McMullen, no. And so he had like in India, he would have like four boys, PhD candidates, and they would form a team, and for example, each person, like Nobel laureate or something, had four of these boys, and of course they loved, being able to associate with and everything else with a Nobel laureate in physics or something. And so they divided it up. So there would always be somebody there, and if something needed to be done, the other boys could go out. And so that was one thing that people commented that there was no inconvenience. They were taken care of so nicely in a personal way. And the second thing was so many times, whether with hospitality was there or not, or people just taking prasad or something, was that we had an ability to see these different ideas and different people and to put them together in a nice way. Other people were kind of feeling that they were caught in their own particular viewpoint, but that we had from ISKCON, the light of the Bhagavat, a broad perspective where we could see people. Okay, this is a karmi, this is a vikarmi, this is a jnani, this is a yeah, and then connect them up in such a way that that would stimulate their interest and so on. Yeah. So these topics then become very very good because you can do these programs and of course the topics and everything else, but not forgetting that the hospitality, the reception, yeah, and allowing people to develop their own ideas is is really motivating. Okay. Then later, of course, they say, well, what is your idea? Okay. Yeah. So many things. Chaitanya Charan, he said that you see Prabhupada talk to so many of these prominent people, socially prominent, politically prominent people, you know, and he said, practically speaking, almost none of them overtly became devotees or took initiation. Yeah, took initiation. Yeah. He said, but they all were helpful in different ways like that. And they create an ambience whereby then the actual, bhakti yoga can go on. You know. So we have topics here. We have abortion, which is a very popular topic, and birth control, in text number 35. We have Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva, text number 125 and 47. And of course, this is a very fundamental point to really explain our idea. And avatars, we have 15, 22 through 24, 39, 41. So a lot about avatars. Biodata, Rishabdev, Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, six Goswamis, Gopis, Yadus, cosmology, okay, yugas defined, okay, three modes, okay, material world, see also ontology. And this is what how we structure what is the world, how is it working, yeah. And of course there are yugas and modes of nature, and also ontology is the ultimate nature of things. Cows, 22, 23, 27, deer in the desert. It's a nice example of the deer in the desert. Text 8, ecology 9, economics 2, 9, and 2, 9. And Marxism, the subdivision, is text number 9. And those are powerful purports. They have beautiful pictures of the greedy merchant. And the thing is to do the propaganda before, have some blow-ups here and there, have handbills, do smaller programs and different specific topics, and then invite everybody to a gala Saturday night program with cultural program, intellectual program, and then another finishing off with some more cultural items, and then prasad. Kirtan lecture, kirtan prasad. Yeah. And so many people going away as our friends. And then it's to cultivate them. Education, number 2, God, proof he exists, text 3, his mercy, text 2, 3, 12, 38, 45. Gurus and acharyas, 33. Interfaith, contrast, and dialogue. Okay. And of course, this also includes dialogue with science. Philosophy is the science of all sciences. That's nice. Philosophy is the science of all sciences. Okay. And democracy is also discussed. Yeah. So it goes on down like this: ISKCON, liberation, purpose of life, Varnashram, Dharma, Vedas, Vedanta, Vegan, Yoga ladder, a lot on that. Yukta Vairagya. But here we're going to talk a little bit more tonight about Varna Ashram Dharma. And in looking at it, you can see then that this is the majority of the texts. So much is there. And this topics include what Daivi, I guess the Daivi, how Varna Ashram is transcendental, a definition of Varna Ashram, distribution of wealth, divorce, brahmanas, a lot there, need milk, kshatriyas, vaishyas, vaishyas and shudras and citizens, contrast, women, grihasta and grihamaiti, vanaprastha, and compulsory, and sannyas. Yeah. And of course, here they're not put exactly into an order. For example, the definition, which should be the very first text, is text number 19. But before that, in text number 2 and text number 9, there's also discussions of divorce. Yeah. So they could be reorganized. And again, it's not that you eat the main course on your Sunday feast first. You may start off with the bitter items, certain bitter items. So the way the Prabhupada is introducing it, may be actually more tasteful. And after getting a little taste, then people want a definition. But to our systematic minds and stuff, there's first off definition, then you can go into street dharma, or then you can go into the varnas and the ashramas. And of course, Vishnudev's instructions to Yudhisthira on Varna Ashram Dharma in the first canto are just fantastic. So we have so much. I would say that the thing we have the most resources on, pretty much in this area, is not astrology or astronomy, or music or Ayurveda, but is Dandaveda, political science. And then right away we have just so many different things that people can read and study, and then so many examples of how actually to apply these things. As we go on, we're going to increase. As long as we're chanting 16 rounds and following 4 principles nicely, we're going to expand and increase, even if we're not doing it so well. you know. And therefore, we respect it. We'll come to this stage where everybody starts asking us questions, you know, and they'll want advice. Then if we know it, then we can tell them what to do. Yeah. Okay, so we go ahead here, and this is our slideshow from a long time ago. I was looking at it. For our specific topic of Varnashram Dharma, we selected one, two, five, six texts. Six texts. Yeah. Okay. Text number 19. A crane stands on the edge of a pond. Okay. That is always disturbed by flowing water, mud, and stones. The crane is like a householder who is disturbed in the shelter of his home, but because of too much attachment, does not want to change his position. Okay. It's from the purport the Prabhupada is talking about this, which is quite common in the modern world, is that people are not happy in their grihastha ashram. I think it was like 70% of the people in the world who are in conjugal relationship, legally or informally. I forgot what it is. Maybe not 70%. That's the divorce item, but it's a large percentage are unhappy and blame their partner. Yeah, the husbands blame the wives blame the husbands. You know, yeah. And why are they justified or not or whatever? But it's very, very common to so many people. I remember my parents; they were just had so much conflict. Yes, some areas were good, and in many ways okay. So you're stepping on these sharp stones. There's the water is cold, for your feet, you know. But still, some you can scrape out some food, a little bit of stuff there. So this is very, very nice to people to relate to these things. And if there are any solutions in this just purport or not, okay, but this is the beginning of describing the basis of Varna ashram in the modern world. 31. The four prominent features of autumn are that there is no water in the sky, the weeds that grew here and there in the rainy season all wither away, the muddy roads and fields dry up, and the ponds of water become crystal clear. These four features of autumn atmosphere are compared to the four orders of life. Four orders. Yeah. The Shudra, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. It sounds more like almost like the four orders with the four ashrams. I guess the orders. Okay, yeah, but Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. And so there's this fantastic short definitions of each one and what you're supposed to be doing in each phase in your life, like that. But of course, in our world, there is a student life, okay, but that's it. That is formal. There's married life. You know, of course, some people quite naturally, more intellectually inclined people, when their kids grow up and go away, they'll join some clubs. You know, the lady may go back and finish off her college. She says, "I want to get my diploma." Okay, so she finishes it off. She was had to stop because of being taking care of the kids. You know? So return to introspection, education. The Sierra Club in California, several thousands and thousands of members, and very much aimed towards ecology and so many outings going to these beautiful places like that. So this is Vanaprastha, traveling, enjoying the beautiful features of nature. You know? And so there's naturally and informally some things there, retired life, and how to develop it. So the basic ideas are there. We're telling you what are these things, and introducing the idea of sannyas, which if you look at Walt Whitman, then Americans can kind of relate to the idea of sannyas through Walt Whitman, and things like that, because he talks about giving it all up and just he said you'll know me, by a, a good pair of walking shoes and a waterproof overcoat. If you ever meet me again, I'm leaving it all, leaving behind the fights with these dusty books and these scholars. I'm leaving behind all this, gritty fighting over the house and all these things. I'm going to come out on the road. Join me, he said. Join me. The road is good. I've tested it. It won't let you down. We'll get a little bit of work here and there. We'll rub our backs against the side of the rivers, the banks, and swim. Yeah, we'll sleep under the stars. Yeah. So he gets very much, sannyas perspective in his songs. And of course, he's a famous guy in Western culture. So this verse gives a nice summary of the Varna ashram system. Yeah. And 34 is small pools of water accumulate during the rainy seasons. Small pools of water accumulate during the rainy seasons. Okay. And in the autumn, they gradually dry up. The little creatures playing those small pools do not understand that their days are numbered and will end very soon. Thus, they are like foolish men who, not caring for the nearing day of their death, become absorbed in so-called enjoyment of family life. So the crane was showing this the immediate problems of the day of of the active thing, but this is showing that the problems over a long time. I think it's all going to happen. And of course, geriatric psychiatry and these things, somebody might be appreciating how many people actually become bitter looking at their lives and not realizing what's going to happen to them. 17 is the peacock, who begins to dance in ecstasy as sincere souls come to his house overwhelmed with joy on the appearance of a saint. And this is like the grihastas as opposed to the griamades. Griamades, someone comes to their door, they drive them away or something unpleasant, greedy, stingy. But the grihastas, they are engaged in all these activities and daily activities, and they're so happy when the brahmacharis and the sannyasis and the Tamal Krishna Maharaj and the Radhadar traveling bus come and open their houses to them. And even though an inconvenience, afterwards their bathrooms need plumbing needs to be fixed, and all their kitchen resources are a mess. The neighbors are complaining. Yeah. But still, they feel, my gosh, it's such a benefit to see people intoxicated with spirituality and going out selling books every day. And many of the neighbors actually came now and actually are interested. So this is the grihasta, the peacock. Yeah. And the white clouds, the beautiful white clouds, freed from all burdens of water, water distribution, float in midair like mendicants free from all family responsibilities. Yeah. And we use this one as a poster many times. And devotees want to have some things, so we use this poster and it says, uh, well, white cloud monk visits, Phoenix, something or other, yeah. And then a little bit kind of attractive thing, and yeah, those people in that area, they have a lot of spirituality or sadhana, or white cloud floating monk, and very, very beautiful pictures. You know how she does the cloth; it's very strange, like Chinese. And down below is this Grihasta guy. He's come out of his lake, maybe. And you see the little thing is kind of a little story. You start looking at them, you see she put little stories in there. And the heron or the crane, we look at him as like he's telling this guy, get a job, get a job. But the monk just has his little stick and his little cup, wandering around. And it's telling people this is possible, you know. And we've several times we've talked to people who are in this we call it the grihasta ashram situation, and many times the quite natural fear I had and everything else was once I quit work, what am I going to do? At least when there's work, I feel like I'm contributing something to something to do. But so many times with a little bit of perspective, training, come travel with us. Hey, yeah, then people right away realize that in the vanaprastha and sannyas life, there's more to do. So many opportunities, so many responsibilities, of what you can do. And then the papers publish your things, and and now it's actually trying to minimize it. You know. But now you have a chance to do this because you don't have to take care of these bodily necessities for life. And number 9 is the greedy merchant. It's a beautiful picture. You can see this guy, he's sitting there, and his counselors are telling him, don't worry, sir. Don't fire us. Keep us around. We're going to, these today. And the story is, it's very, many places in South America, there's Che Guevara and communists and everything else. And this purport is an atomic bomb. Probably goes through and says that agriculture is the noblest of all professions. And it's this right to the poor agriculturalist. And it says that when the harvest is not so good, then the bankers and stuff, and they come along and they say, okay, take a loan, promises promises 30% of next year's crop, and we'll give you some money to make it through this year. So the farmers are forced to what's it called, commodities, forced to to give away the future crops and stuff, and it's to be able to survive. And of course, the bankers they should keep some profit. They should manage the money and take a little bit of it for doing these things and stuff. But they shouldn't become greedy and try and exploit it so they have beautiful silk curtains and beautiful thrones and big wooden cases and clipped plants and servants flattering them and beautiful clothes. And yeah, yeah. So Prabhupada says that when there's a good harvest, then the agriculturalists feel happy because now they can pay off all their debts and have their own little surplus like that. But the capitalist who lives by exploiting them, he feels gloomy. Yeah. So again, fantastic purport. What are you guys? You guys are capitalists. You guys are fascist pigs. You should know. And it's a fact. We're not cheating. We believe in this. Okay, so thank you very much. It's our little bit of a summary of Varna Ashram here and Light of the Bhagavat. So any questions or comments?
Maybe you want to do a series of Light of Bhagavad lectures, Maharaj, so we can go in detail instead of just overview.
I want to do what you want me to do.
What everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
Andika Prabhu, Hari Vallabi, Radha Vallabh Prabhu.
That is a good idea, Prabhu. What you said.
Yes, Prabhu. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
It's because it's such a the thing is it's a nice book to give to give to anybody. If you
Yeah.
give them other books, they think, oh, it's a bunch of philosophy,
hear
but yeah, bunch of words. But this book, it's a picture book. Okay, everybody loves a picture book, and there's a small paper copy, and then so many other things. Okay, so next week what we can do is we can show you our symposium production manual, right? Yeah, there we go. I'm getting over there, and we have a whole thing about how to organize symposia with the book and everything else like that, and so on. Yeah, yeah. My God, we're going to start a revolution here. We have to build a crystal palace for Radhanabar. Yeah, 6 stories tall. Yeah, yeah. Did they go out for Ras Leela dancing? Did they escape?
No idea, Maharaj.
Oh my goodness, yeah. When we woke up in the morning on the Ras Purnima, a few days ago, the patio door was wide open and cold air was blowing in. Myself and Romapad Morris could not figure out how it got open. Nobody was here, and it was open. The cold air. What it is that it blows into the main room, and so then the thermostat's there. So the heater was thinking it was like 64 degrees, and we both woke up like burning in our rooms because our rooms were closed. And it came out, and there it was wide open. Yeah. So maybe I don't know. The gopis came through and danced through our living room while we weren't looking. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It is Kevin G. Yeah. Yeah.
Where is Kevin Ji? He didn't give any. Kevin Ji, what do you think about?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj, Samama Basis Maharaj, Hare Krishna. I think it's also a great idea. I'd love to be a part of that. Also, Light of the Bhagavat series, Maharaj, Hare Krishna.
Let me do next week. Let me show the symposium manual. It gives some ideas about how to use it. Because, for example, if you go out and do street sankirtan or something else like that, then it's very, very nice to. You got the pictures, you got the art, you got so many things. You got the movies and stuff, and it's not just like. Many times, sankirtan devotees, one of their biggest anxieties is they sell the book and there's nobody to follow up. It's okay, books are great, they believe it, but it's so much nicer when they can direct somebody to some place, and then those people become book distributors. Everybody can distribute books. It's just a matter of figuring out how you do it. If you sell one book, but you sell it to the President of the United States, okay? That's okay. One devotee, Partha Das, he was in the U.S. Army, and boy, he went through the whole thing. He was in the war in Iraq and everything else. He had the real stories and the real thing. So incredible. But at some point, he was talking to the chaplain of the U.S. Army, who was some kind of general, this and that and so on. And to be a chaplain in the army, you have to have a master's degree in theology or something. So there's a whole thing. They have a whole formal side to it. But they have to have books for Jewish people, for different Christian people, like that. It's just a requirement. So they should really have a Bhagavad Gita, for all the Hindus and stuff. So he went all the way up to the chaplain and was just about ready to get the guy to take our Bhagavad Gita as it is, as the Bhagavad Gita for all the Hindus and stuff. And if he'd done that, he would have been the biggest book distributor in the history of the world. Because in one day he would have distributed, they would have printed something like 600,000 Bhagavad Gitas. Well, today Parthasarathy wins the marathon by distributing 600,000 Bhagavad Gitas in one day. And the only thing that they really kind of required was that they had to be able to put a olive drab cover on it, and they put like a military cover on it. But I think the BBT would have, submitted that requirement. So there's so many ways, just to preach. Okay, thank you very much. We're going to turn off our brains now.
Vishay, you are going to lead us in blessing of prayer. Abhishek?
Yeah. The Shinga
Go
prayer.
ahead. Yeah.
Namaste Narasingaya Praladadayine Hiranya Kashipurvakshaha Shilatanka Nakalaye Do Narsingo Parato Narsingo Yato Yamitato Narsingo Ahir Narsingo Hridaye Narsingo Narasinga Madim Sharanam Prapade Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shingam Talita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Ishavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsingadev Jaya Narsingadev Jaya Narsingadev Jaya Narsingadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nrsimha Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Abhishek. That means our program for today is over. Now we unmute ourselves and Vaishnav Pranam.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhuvaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Navebhyo Namo Namah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you.